Well, here we are at the end of my Burnout Bouncebackability series of 10 videos. In this final video, I want to pull it all together by way of a summary. It's a bit of a long one today, so stay with it, and I think I might get quite passionate towards the end, because as you know now, burnout is real. Let me start by reminding you that this Burnout Bouncebackability series has simply skimmed the surface of the topic of burnout. If you feel that you are in the middle of an intense acute burnout experience, and you'll know that you are, or you are further down the track of burnout recovery, or you feel like burnout is creeping up on you, then I urge you to take action now. Take it seriously. Your health is your health, and make your health or your welfare a priority right now. Whether that be taking time out, speaking with your boss, or speaking with a trusted someone, as I've covered in previous videos. You see, when I was in the corporate world, I would see burnout in people's eyes. These were highly professional, committed and skilled individuals on that never-ending workplace hamster wheel. Yet these were and are people whose expectations of themselves or their commitment to the job or the cause is so high that admitting to themselves that they might be experiencing burnout can be so difficult. But I urge you to take an honest evaluation of how you are feeling, and then to seek the right support if you sense that burnout has found you. Burnout can be beaten. You know that, right? I'm proof of that, and there are many others like me who became aware of their burnout experience and who then took positive action to stop it, to recover from it, and then to bounce back from it at their own pace. As you now know, burnout is mainly associated with the workplace context. It is exhaustion. It is feeling pissed off or disconnected from the workplace, and is about a declining workplace performance for the individual who is experiencing burnout, who soldiers on, battle weary, without taking any form of remedial action. And yes, I did just use a mild swear or cuss word. Sorry if that offended anybody. You see, when people come to me to discuss burnout, they frequently drop these swear words into what they are saying. It's a way of releasing stuff, and I see that release as good, as it will typically enable you to move through the emotion and to then start to work out a plan for what to do next. So if you want to drop the odd swear or cuss word into a one-to-one discussion with me, then that's fine. It's all part of the territory. Now, over the course of this series, I've shared with you my thoughts on the official definition of burnout and how I assert that burnout happens in wider scenarios than just the workplace or business context. I've also shared some themes about recovery and my thinking on why emotional recovery is as important as physical and cognitive recovery. I also shared with you several actions, skills and practices for you to think about or try. Things like speaking with a trusted someone about your burnout, and then potentially speaking with your boss. And I spoke about becoming more mindful to build longer term resilience. I shared a breathing technique for those moments when strong anxiety or even panic creeps in. And in the last couple of videos, I talked about the importance of gaining a greater perspective of who you are and what you really want in life. And that then led to a discussion on the importance of knowing and upholding your boundaries. None of these things or topics sit in isolation. To find your burnout prevention or burnout recovery process might require you to try out new things to find the ones that work for you. And that's why I recommend working with a burnout coach who can walk with you through the process. Don't forget, in the early days of acute burnout recovery, try a small number of things on for size, maybe even just one. Don't forget that some things may be too much at the start. So find the thing or the small number of things that work for you. Start small with them and build up slowly. And in this Burnout Bouncebackability series, I've not even mentioned getting more exercise, managing what you eat and drink, developing a better sleep practice and so on. I call these things fueling your tank. Fueling your tank is a topic for season 2 of Burnout Bouncebackability. I already have 10 topics for that season 2. Things like fueling your tank, knowing about your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system and why that's useful in burnout recovery, and pulling balance back into your life, and then what to do in the first few days or weeks of burnout recovery, and building resilience, and more recommendations, tips and practices, and finally, how to be a burnout supporter. Well, that's going to be a ton of work, but so worth it, I know. Because burnout is real. The pandemic of 2019, 2020, 2021 and beyond has meant that many more people are experiencing burnout. And that's why I started this Burnout Bouncebackability journey. Thank you for watching this series. I hope you found this first season valuable, informative and maybe even heartwarming to know that you are not the only burned out corporate professional or executive out there. As I close out this series, I want to leave those of you experiencing burnout with a message of real hope. I like to think of burnout as an experience, not a nice one, in fact a pretty crappy one, but an experience nonetheless. And like most experiences, they come and they go. So to finish up, I quote one of my favourite mantras or memes: "This too shall pass." Because you know that this burnout thing, right? It too shall pass. You have it in your grasp to make it so. And you then might also be like me, sharing your story and your experience with others about how to prevent burnout and how to recover from it. This burnout thing, you know, this too shall pass. I'm Stuart at UnscrambledHeads. I'm a high performance coach working with corporate professionals, executives and students. I focus on burnout recovery and prevention. Please follow, subscribe or connect to catch this Burnout Bouncebackability video series. And I'll see you in a few weeks in season 2.